Welcome to America's Heroes Group.
Arturo is going to be a master musician and composer. I'm waiting for his CDs to come out. So America's Heroes Group Roundtable with partner Community Outreach, University of Chicago, Office of Civic Engagement. August is National Wellness Month. Check yourself out, check your family members out, make sure everyone gets checked up and checked out for their health. Keep them healthy. Today is Saturday, August 7th. 2021, and our host is the Honorable and the Governor of Talk Radio, the Cliff Kelly, the icon of Talk Radio. And I am his co-host, Colonel Dr. Damon Arnold. Our executive producer is Glenda Smith, and our digital media producer is the incredible Ivan Ortega, Scouts Honor Productions. And today we have some esteemed panelists from the University of Chicago. Sharon Grant is the Executive Director of the Community Programs Accelerator, University of Chicago Office of Civic Engagement. And we have Jamila Trimuel. She is the founder, Ladies of Virtue, is a participating organization in the Community Programs Accelerator. And we also have Kristy Mohammed Farrakhan, Chief Operations Officer, AeroStar, Avion Institute, which is a joint initiative of the University of Chicago Office of Civic Engagement. Today's discussion is the Community Programs Accelerator, the University of Chicago Office of Civic Engagement. Welcome, 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 and I'm glad to have all of you on. How are you doing, Sharon, Jamila, and Kristy?
Very well. This is Sharon. Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, great, great. Do you want to start off, Sharon, and tell us a little bit about this?
So glad to have you here today.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so Sharon, do you want to start off?
Yeah, thank you. We just wanted to be able to bring with you these two fabulous organizations who will be able to share in their own words their experience. But we're here because this is our annual call for applications. The Community Programs Accelerator, as you already shared, is we are operated through the Office of Civic Engagement. And our focus is in implementing areas of capacity building and technical assistance to facilitate and access to the university resources for nonprofits on the South Side. And we are so proud that this is our now 7th year of operation and being able to offer this opportunity for nonprofits who are interested in accessing resources for technical assistance to be able to come join. And then secondarily, I'm very excited to share that we also launched for the first time last year a new certificate in nonprofit management. And that is in conjunction with the University of Chicago Crown Family School of Social Work, Policy and Practice. And this is a 2-year program where nonprofit professionals can earn the certification complimentary, gratis. There's no charge, but they can come now get core curriculum course and workshop intensive to get that certificate in nonprofit management. And that's what Kristy will be here also to talk about. So just pleased to be with you to share about that.
Oh, fantastic. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about the application deadline, where people can go. We'll come back to it again so that you can, some people can grab their pen and paper. So when is the application due and those kinds of things?
For sure. Mm-hmm. Yes. So I'll start with the certificate because that one is, we just opened it, but it will close on Friday, August 13th. And so if you're interested in looking at the certificate in nonprofit management, go to crownschool.uchicago.edu and you will see the information about that certification program. That one's a very brief application process. We just need some basic information, and if you're interested and want to be able to be a part of it, go there, fill out that application, and it is due next Friday, August the 13th. And as far as for the Community Programs Accelerator, for that one, go to communityprograms.uchicago.edu. That application will be open until Friday, September 3rd.
Okay, and then do you want to give those two again? So the first one was the Crown School?
The first one is the crownschool.uchicago.edu.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other is the communityprograms.uchicago.edu.
Oh, fantastic. It sounds like two excellent programs. I live right in the area, so, I'm a big supporter of USC, but I'm so happy that you're doing this work, and it sounds like it's moving in the right direction for people. So you had Kristy here.
Yes, we're very pleased.
And you have Kristy and Jamila here as well. So maybe you can introduce them and how do they fit into this program, because it sounds like they're really engaged in what you're doing.
Yes, I'm pleased I'll introduce Jamila Trimuel first, who is the founder of Ladies of Virtue. She just completed the associate level of our program. Our program has 3 levels that you can engage. And she was with us for 1 full year, her and the organization, for capacity building. And the way it works is we meet organizations where they are, and it's a mutual relationship that we build to understand where is the best needs for capacity building. And when we speak of capacity building, there's 8 key areas. It could be strategy work, board governance work, financial management, operations, program and design and evaluation, fund development, and as well as leadership and technology. So in any of those areas, an organization can come and apply and say, these are areas where right now we could see the strength of the university helping us scale, helping us develop. And so I'll turn it over for Jamila to be able to share what drew her to the program, why she applied, and then a little bit of the work that we did with her over this past year.
Great.
Jamila.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having me today. Before I go into those specific questions, I do want to just share a couple minutes of just sharing what Ladies of Virtue is all about.
Yeah.
Some of the research shows that Black girls are viewed as needing less nurturing, less support, and less comfort. But we know that perception is not reality. And so Ladies of Virtue is standing in the gap, that providing mentoring, matching our girls with mentors, and empowering them to become confident and purpose-driven leaders. And so we do that in 3 ways: character development, career readiness, and civic engagement. We serve girls ages 9 to 18, and we continue to mentor and support our girls even up to 6 years after they graduate from high school. And so regardless if they're in college, trade school, or armed forces, we're here every step of the way. We have a strong many of our girls are coming from the South Side, but we also serve girls on the West Side as well as the South suburbs. And so one of the reasons why I came to the University of Chicago Community Accelerator, really the primary reason, to be honest, is because, you may not know, but the research shows that many Black women especially do not get the same funding when you compare to the peers leading even similar nonprofits. So one thing that I realized that I needed additional support. I really needed to know, how do I strengthen my fundraising within Ladies of Virtue? How do I really help build the strategic planning process? Because I knew that this is our 10th year in business. And so I knew that, in order to really go to that next level, we needed additional people at the table who brought a certain level of expertise. And so that's really why I went to the University of Chicago. I also have to say, University of Chicago was one of our very first partners. This was almost 10 years ago, with many graduate students working with volunteering within our organization and so forth. So I've always had a strong affinity for the University of Chicago. And so when I found out about the Community Accelerator, it was a no-brainer for me in terms of applying. But I got so much out of the program. I will say that we worked on 2 projects over this past year as part of the Associates program. The first one being fundraising, really working to develop a fundraising plan. And then the second, we developed a strategic planning process as well. So I'll just briefly talk about both of those projects. And one thing I have to say, too, is that we were always partnered with the best of the best, really strong experts in their field. Perry Gunn helped us to develop a fundraising plan. And it wasn't just one meeting, right? Like, he worked with us every single week for 8 weeks. And then worked with us to implement the plan as well. And so as I think about the resources and the partnership, true partnership, to really develop and implement that fundraising plan. And then the second component, the strategic planning process, we had just ended the last strategic planning process that we participated in back in 2017 with another group. That was for 2018 to 2020. And so partnering with Sharon's grant really helped us to develop a 3-year strategic planning process that we just completed with her, which was absolutely phenomenal. The first strategic planning process that I participated in really was just myself and the board. What made this process different was because we incorporated feedback from all levels of our organization in terms of our girls, our parents, our board of directors, even volunteers, mentors, staff. So this process was definitely way more robust than I ever could have imagined, and we just completed that. And so we're moving into the implementation phase. And as I think about some of the results, in 2019, we raised about $299,000. In 2020, we ended with over $550,000, and that was the first time we had ever reached that level. And that's just one example of the benefit and the results that we have achieved. But just knowing that we have such a strong partner in the University of Chicago who was there every step of the way, I know it's going to be such a strong benefit for us as we move into these next 10 years of our organization.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, and do you have any success stories you want to briefly mention? Because I know you're taking care of young women, and you said from 9 to 18 years old, and so with the 10-year span, what has been the thing that's been the most gratifying to you watching these women develop and become more involved in their academic careers, their business careers?
Absolutely, yes. We have so many testimonies and stories that are coming out of Ladies of Virtue. I'll give a shout-out to Deidre Bibbs, who's actually from the south side of Chicago. She's from Auburn Gresham. She was one of our very first. We had 6 girls when we started Ladies of Virtue, and so she was one of the 6 girls back in 2011. And so one thing that makes her story so special, she started with us. She had mentioned to us that she, outside of school, she really didn't know too much about the college preparation process. She was the first person in her family to even to attend and then, now graduate. And so one thing that we did in terms of helping her not only with the college preparation process, but even throughout college, we helped her every step of the way. And so she reached out to us the end of her senior year in college, and she had talked about how she had applied. She didn't reach out to us when she initially applied, but she got denied from all of her master's programs. And we were like, oh, my goodness, why didn't you tell us earlier? So she worked with her mentor. Her mentor at the time was also a PhD student at the Northwestern University. And so while Deidre was thinking about her master's, Faith, who was her mentor, exposed her to a PhD program. And she said, you know what, why don't you come and volunteer and work in the lab at my school? And so Deidre did that for 2 years after she graduated from undergrad. And she got the experience that she needed. Faith worked with her in terms of what to wear, how to interview, what questions to ask. And now she at that time, she got accepted into 3 PhD programs. And now she is studying school psychology at Ball State. And so she went into the mentoring, the conversation with Faith, thinking about masters, and was later exposed to a PhD. And not only she went from, being denied from all of her master's programs when she, hadn't reached out about that particular instance. And so after reaching out, working with Faith for a couple of years so that Faith could really work with her on the experience that she needed, to see that she not only got into 1 but 3 PhD programs, and now she's well on her way to graduating from her PhD program now. And Deidre also has come back to mentor and so forth. So she is just, she has so many testimonies, but Deidre is really, truly is a powerful success story.
Wow. Yeah, well, Kristy, you're the COO of AeroStar, Avion, and Institute, and I've heard of it before, and I've heard of some of the great work you're doing. But tell us about this, about AeroStar Avion.
Sure. Good early evening, first of all. AeroStar Avion Institute's mission is to give wings to dreams to underserved and underrepresented youth, especially focusing on females and Black and brown youth interested in STEM fields with a focus on aviation and aerospace by providing career pathway opportunities through programs, activities, mentorship, and curriculum development. We currently run programs for grades K through 12 in a virtual space called the Aeroverse, and special in-person programmatic events like our AeroStar Activity Day, where registered participants grades 5 through 12 will get a chance to operate flight simulators and participate in on-hand activities and hear from industry professionals.
Wow, that is fantastic. That's just near and dear to my heart because, I was in the military for 26 years, but I was a flight surgeon, so I was flying around on Black Hawk helicopters, and, I'm a physician, so I was practicing medicine and had a chance to go to about 23 countries and 2 tours in Iraq and the whole thing. But I think that there is so much there, what you're talking about, because we start talking about STEAM now, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, the arts are in there as but we need to, really pay attention to that because that's where the future is going. So I think you're on a cutting edge of getting the next generation going, huh?
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's people like yourself that we love to bring into the classrooms to be guest speakers and speak to our young people because it does expose them to fields in aviation. We often tell our students that no matter what it is you want to do, you can do it in aviation. So, like you said, flight surgeons, we got doctors that work in the industry. We have fashion designers that design aerospace suits. So anything that you want to do, you can do it in aviation.
Yes, yes. I'm going to ask both of you at the same time, but Jamila and Kristy, what are the websites that people can go to, or is there a way of contacting you about your programs? Because I'm sure there are a lot of people who are listening right now who would love to get involved in helping or at least attending your programs.
So for AeroStar, our website is avioninstitute.org. And we also have a secondary website, aaiaeroverse.com.
Okay, great.
And for Ladies of Virtue, you can go to our website at lovchicago.org. We are currently accepting applications for our Mentoring and Leadership Saturday Institute. Again, that's lovchicago.org.
Oh, see, you're one of those people that's a real good business person because I would say lov.org, I'm like, lovechicago.org. It seems like that you got that before anyone else can get it because I love that website.
Thank you.
So avioninstitute.org or lovechicago.org, go online and make sure that you look at these programs over because we have a lot of young people and a lot of young women who need to become part of these industries and become part of this business community. For too long, we've had a lack of these opportunities in our communities, and here they are. So take advantage of them if you're out there. We have a lot of veterans. This program actually goes internationally, but within Illinois, we have many, many people in Chicagoland area who are veterans who have family members, their children, or their extended families that need to have something like this. They're looking for a place for their people to go. And so, I really had to applaud the University of Chicago Accelerator program for, providing this venue for people to be able to, really look at what can be done. So you were saying before, Sharon, that we're getting to the point where these programs are coming up as far as the application process. And you were saying the certificate programs are August 13th deadline, so, mark that on your calendars. And you also have, you said the crownschool.uchicago.edu and communityprograms.uchicago.edu. And we're getting, we're starting to get close to time, but if you have one last comment, you can make a comment.
Yeah. So the other thing I'll just add to that is we are doing an information session about the program coming up on Saturday, August 21st. So when you go out to the website for the community programs at UChicago and you look at the application, you can register for that info session on Saturday the 21st. That one actually also is where we are having our annual grant writing workshop. So if there are nonprofit leaders, anyone who wants to learn how to write a grant, whether it is for our application or write, for any, that's another just great way to get a toe in the water to see the type of programming, the caliber of our people who work with us. So I'd like to just share that. And if you can't make that one, we have another session that will be on August 25th at 6 p.m. So just go to those websites, go to the community programs, uchicago.edu. You can get more info on that, or go directly to the Crown School or certificate in nonprofit and get that information.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so I just want to thank our partners with a roundtable with Partner Community Outreach, University of Chicago, Office of Civic Engagement. Thank you, Sharon Grant, Jamila Trimuel, and also Kristy Muhammad Farrakhan for what you're doing for our community and our children. You are doing some fantastic work, and we are just so happy and pleased to have had you on the show.